slow. Welcome back to the Build Show. I'm your host over here at the Empower Gaming Studio, where the audio, I think, is actually working for the first time in many of streams. What's up, Joe? Welcome back to the Build Show. Scotty, welcome back to the Build Show. Dare D, Woot Woot, Tony, both of you, welcome back to the Build Show. Porgerslore, over there on the Twitch side, welcome back to the Build Show. Oh boy. That motherboard box looks familiar. Yeah, Joe, it does. I actually have not built with the Eagle AX before. This is my first time building with the Eagle. Usually it's the gaming AX V2 or the gaming Aurorus Elite. Today we're doing the Eagle AX. All right. So, first things first, let's throw me out of the way. We don't need to be there. And tonight is a special night. Tonight, we're not building one, we're not building two, but we're building 3 PCs for Zachariah. I'm going to say that wrong so many times in so many different ways because I have not had the caffeine I needed to stay awake today. But this is called the Triple Build Tuesday. So here we are on Triple Build Tuesday. Can Ben build 3 PCs in one evening? That is the big question tonight. Good news, or goodish news, AMD is going to RMA the 7950X3D that bubbled. That's insane that they're going to do that. I still have to contact MSI and let them know about what I found and see if they will still RMA it. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see if they'll RMA it. If they won't, I have no idea how to approach trying to get AMD to foot the bill on a new board. I don't think they would. Twisted. I think at that point you're going to take a loss on that board if MSI is not going to accept the RMA. That would be my assumption. Just call him Zach. Yeah, I know. But I love the fact that it's Zachariah. The full name. And it probably drives him nuts that I'm not using Zach. But yeah, we're going to be building 3 towers tonight. Build number 96, 97, and 98 for Zach's kids tonight. The specs are very similar throughout the entire build. So they're pretty much all the same specs. The difference is we have different color schemes for each of them. So tonight, the first build we're going to start with is the black theme. Of course, the most based color, but it gets more exciting as we go. So I hope you guys enjoy the builds that we're going to be doing. I'm going to try to do all 3 of them here on the stream tonight. If for some reason it gets too late, which pretty much midnight's going to be my cutoff, then we will continue the builds tomorrow. But I'm going to try to do all 3 of them tonight, which is why I tried to start as close to 8 o'clock as I could, or as early as I could tonight. So we're going to be going for a long time tonight. We're going late. So most likely what this means is we're going to have 4 hours of non-stop building. So grab your snacks, grab your drinks, get the recliner out, put me on the big screen, and let's get ready to build. Or let's start building. Let's go, guys. Come on. We got 3 to do. Where's that excitement? It's 6 for you over there? Nice. So you must be further east. Or no, west. No, that's east. No, that's west. North. South. East. Yeah, it would be east. Oh, I'm glad I'm I got my Dr. Peppers already. Nice. What we don't need is the, actually, you know what? We didn't run through the specs because I'm so excited to just get started and try to get these done. So the real question is can Ben do it? been a while since I've done 3 live on stream. All right, in one stream. So to start off today, we're going to be running the Ryzen 5 7600X, which has got the 6 cores, 12 threads, maximum boost of 5.3 gigahertz on the Zen 4 infrastructure, 7000 series CPU. A great processor to start off with. We do have the Thermalright contact frame for each of them, so we will be running that on each of them, as well as the same RAM, same CPU, same SSD, same motherboard, literally the same build, just different colors. Flare X for the RAM, which is going to be 32 gigabytes of DDR5 6000 CL36. We're going to be cooling the CPU with a Thermalright Frozen Note 360 millimeter addressable RGB black cooler for this build, because we are going with the black theme on this build. This is also going to be running a 2 terabyte. We originally quoted a Silicon Power US75 for this build, but because the Samsung 990 Evo Plus was the same price, we were able to get that because that was on sale at the time. So a little bit of an upgrade on the SSD, higher quality brand anyway, and there's nothing really wrong with using Silicon Power. It's just Samsung is a more trusted brand, more familiar brand. So we do have the 990 Evo Plus, which is a Gen 4 SSD. Pretty much the same speed and specs that we originally quoted, just it's a Samsung SSD. Next is the AMD Radeon RX 9060 XT. They are 8 gigabyte cards. They're not the 16 gigabyte. I would have liked to try to get the 16 gigabyte card, but we did have a budget because he's paying and building all 3 of these builds at the same time. So that's like building a massive build all at the same time. So we do have the Radeon RX 9060 XT, which is an 8 gigabyte card. It is very upgradable, this build. We did go with the 650 watt power supply, but that is something that he can go all the way up to probably an RTX 5070 on, maybe. I would do it. I think it would work fine. And then let's see here, cable extensions, as well as the case, which is the Thermaltake View 270. So it's very close to the View Infinity builds, except for we do not have the Infinity cooler with the Infinity fans that we're going to be doing. We're just going to be doing the Frozen Note, and then we do have some additional reversed blades from Thermalright that we'll add to the bottom of the case to add some additional intake to the build. So that is the build out that we're going to be doing 3 of. 3 different color schemes as well. Nice. Got those all 3 of the builds? Got those for all 3 of the builds. What was that question for Scotty? What do you think about the PC I found? Porguslore, I think the PC is actually pretty cool that you found for free. I mean, it's a decent little rig. Tony, what's up, man? Welcome back to the Build Show. Is better to get higher end B650 than a sub 200 B850? I would go with the B850, to be honest with you, over a higher end B650. Woo, thanks. Yeah, that was a pretty cool find. Yeah, when you find a free PC like that, it's always a win. Sorry, I had to adjust a volume over here. Wow, English is hard. So without further ado, hey Scotty, if you haven't already told Zach that we've started his build, please tell him, because I was looking for his number in my phone and it got buried, and I never did actually text him. Let him know we're doing his builds, if you don't mind. And we are also doing it a day late because I was sick over the weekend and sick yesterday, and I really could not talk. Really, it was painful. But it's okay, I got on some drugs, and now I feel better. So here we are. The downside to taking yesterday off is now my entire build schedule just got shifted one day off, which screws up everybody else behind these 3 builds. So there's a lot of other people waiting for builds too from me. So we've got more builds tomorrow and probably another at least 1 build on Thursday. So 2 builds probably tomorrow and 1 build on Thursday. And then we'll be pretty much caught up on the builds finally. At least where we're supposed to be. I texted him when you started. Nice. Thank you. Ben's finally building them. Yeah, finally. Yeah. Tell me about it. All right. So we're going to get started with putting the CPU into the socket here. And then we will get our Thermalright contact frame installed. And then after that, we will install our 32 gigs of RAM and our SSD. The cooler uses the stock brackets, so we don't have any mounting hardware for this particular cooler, which saves us a little bit of time. So without further ado, let's get started. Get a nice zoom on this. Could you build me a Mac? Luke, I refuse to build you a Mac. You already know the answer. All right. Let's get this AMD Ryzen 5 7600, 6000, I'm sorry, 6 core, 12 thread, 5.3 gigahertz max boost GPU into the sockets. For some reason, my brain was thinking there that I was talking about RAM. But, you know, that'll happen when you get sick. Hey, what's up, Chef? Welcome back to the Build Show. Good morning. Yeah, Luke thinks he's so funny. Oh, you're so funny. All right, so we're gonna remove this contact frame heater. Install the Thermalright contact frame in its place. I don't know, guys. Do you think I could do 3 builds tonight at this pace? I think we're gonna have to pick up the pace here. As of right now, it's not looking good. I was doing my math right. We're about 15, that's 20 minutes in. There we are. We got our contact frame in. Next, we're going to install our 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 MHz CL36 G.Skill Flare X RAM, 2 16 gigabyte sticks. And next, we're going to be installing our 2TB M.2 NVMe SSD by Samsung, the 990 EVO Plus. These were on sale when I purchased them, which was the same price as what I originally quoted them. So that's a little bit nicer SSD. CPU is more important, kinda. Hey Ben, in your opinion, how often should you upgrade your GPU? I think for Kenneth's situation, he's doing just fine on both. But the CPU is only a problem when it becomes a bottleneck from your GPU. Is the correct answer. Or if you, and that's for gaming, or if you need the extra cores for whatever you're doing, maybe then you need a CPU upgrade. P. Diddy, what kind of PC I need to stream Wild Parties? I don't know what Wild Parties is. Particular title that I'm not familiar with, or are you trying to stream Wild Parties? If you're just trying to stream camera, it actually doesn't take much to do that, and you can pretty much do that on your phone. You know the party's been. Stream Wild Party. Yeah, you can pretty much just do that from your phone if you wanted to. You don't need an insane PC to do that. Almost any laptop will do that. You look sore. Did you do something strenuous this weekend? No. But Zach did get me sick, so thanks, Zach, for delaying my build streams. Okay, so now that we have the SSD, the CPU, and the RAM installed with the contact frame, we are ready to put this in the case. So that is going to be our next step, is to break the case open. Drop that here. Thanks, Ben and Luke. Oh yeah, no problem. The GPU is probably only a problem when you start noticing performance decrease, is the answer to your question, Kenneth. So I would say keep an eye on your frames per second, and if you're not happy with the performance, that's when it's probably time to start looking at a GPU upgrade. At the P. Diddy party? No, I was not sick there. I think the worst part about this weekend was watching my fantasy football team absolutely take a massive poop. Even though your draft was probably one of the best drafts you had in a while, the last couple of years, and it still takes or finds a way to take a massive poop. Fantasy football is so unpredicting. You cannot predict it. So this case that we're going to be building in is, like I said earlier, the Thermaltake View 270, an excellent ATX mid-tower case. Let me try to reposition this so we can actually see what we're doing. There we go. It's a little bit better. And it is a toolless entry, so you can enter the front panel and the side glass panel without tools. Remove those. The rear panel does have 2 thumb screws, but it's very easy to remove those. Still a toolless entry. And then all of your hardware is located in the back. Yay. Now, we are going to keep the Thermaltake fans that came with the case in the system, because we are not swapping them out for the Infinity fans like you've seen me do in this build typically. So this is going to keep those fans. We are going to keep these wonderful cables here in the system. And we get to manage those. Yay. I'm so excited for that. If you couldn't tell, I'm filled with excitement. Is one of those cases with hub on the side. This does not have a fan hub, if that's what you're asking for. This is the front panel here at the top, if that's what you're looking at right there. That's just the front panel connections, and your power button, your reset button, your HT audio, your USB 3 and USB-C front panel connectors, all right there at the top. There is no hub that is included with this. We're going to do this without a hub. We're going to daisy chain. It's going to be a lot of fun. You know, my plan is really break these cables loose, send them to the bottom, and plug them all in at the bottom. That should work. But what it also means is we're going to have all these extra cables, which I'm hoping to get towards the bottom. The excitement. You ooze the excitement. Yes. Daily, not the Montech one? No, this is not the XR. This is the 270 by Thermaltake. And it is because of the fact that we're building 3 of them with 3 different color requirements requested. Wire me up, Ben. Oh, I'll wire you up, Luke. Don't you worry. Come on over. Ant-Man, sup? My Discord kept getting compromised. I have 2-step on. That's crazy that it got compromised even with 2-step authentication. 2FA. Anarchist, welcome back to the Build Show. Hey, stopping in. I'm alive, but sorry, not so good. Aw, that's not good to hear. I heard you weren't doing so great last time we talked. Yeah, man, I deauthorized third-party apps. That's a good idea. Good place to start. Well, it's good to hear from you, Anarchist. Has been a while since we've heard from you. Oh yeah. This is something else. Okay, so now that we've gotten those cables loosened up, we can actually move forward with putting the board into the case, nice and gently. And I'm using our LTT screwdriver. LTT screwdriver. I always just want to say so. Advertising for free. Which, by the way, once you start building with one of these, you never go back. So, plan on owning one the rest of your life. It's like the Cadillac of PC building screwdrivers. Ask Ben, it was wild. What? Luke 4070 Ti Super to be exact, LL. Luke, I don't remember your specs, man, off the top of my head. Ben wired up a 1070 and a Mac. No, I didn't. I have no idea what you're talking about. I've had to replace screens and stuff in Macs and upgrade RAM and storage. Those are always fun. Thermalright Frozen Note 340mm AIO. You know what? Why don't you come over here and help me prep the build streams in the future, you know? Somebody come in here and check on my spelling and typos before we go live. 360mm AIO. Yeah, we shaved 20 millimeters off. Made it smaller to fit, you know. Fans just kind of hang off because they're still 120s. No big deal. Alright. So now that that's done, we have USB 3.0 here, USB-C here. Do have a fan header here, but I think I'm going to use that for the bottom fans, I believe. Then all of our top cooler and everything is going to go up here and use those. Those being those connections at the top. So that is pretty much decided. Okay. Go ahead and run these cables, get them plugged in, and then move on to the next fun step. I was pretty sure I had this mostly untangled. All right. Got all those cables plugged in. That's done. Next, we have some bottom fans to install. We have a power supply to actually install. And then we will, you know, and I'll actually probably get while we're sitting here. There's not a modular. Oh, you know what? We have EPS, or we have cable extensions that I completely forgot about. Don't need to install the power supply right now. Let's do the cable extensions. Not that. Are you not in Discord anymore? I think he got moderated because his account was going crazy. And posting a lot of weird stuff one day last week. Plug it in. Plug it in. Never fear, the Intel supporter has appeared. The last Intel supporter. Getting all excited about that NVIDIA Intel purchase. NVIDIA's like, don't worry, Intel. We'll just buy you. We'll make it all better. Then AMD is like, didn't see that one coming. And for the record, Intel was, or NVIDIA only purchased a small percentage of Intel. And Intel desperately needed that money. But I think in the end, I have a weird feeling that Intel is going to own, or NVIDIA is going to own Intel in the end. If we wanted to do speed builds, we definitely would not have done cable extensions. I don't know who thought this was a great idea. I don't know who designed these PCs and thought cable extensions was going to be a good idea. Well, I hope you changed your password, Ant-Man. If you need back into the Discord server, let me know. And I will get that fixed for you. I don't know if Nerd moderated you to the point where you can't get back in, but I know he was a little upset that that was the second time that's happened with your account. Because it was. Your account started posting a bunch of stuff all over the channel and pinging everybody on every single channel. Very disruptive. I don't know why that happened, but you make sure it doesn't happen again. All right, those are in. Next, I would say bottom fans, cooler, GPU power supply done. Let's hit those bottom fans. I'm watching you on a 66-inch Samsung on Twitch. We're posting a bunch of stuff. Love having multiple monitors. Oh yeah, definitely cool. Rumji, man, why for shorts, render, and upscaling RTX 5060, 5068 gigabyte could be faster than a 9060 XT? I don't think I understand your question. Why for shorts, render, and upscaling RTX 5068 gigabyte can be faster than 9060 XT? Is that a question or a comment? Because of a multi-frame yeah, well, yeah, with frame generation. But AMD has FSR as well. The love of Thermobite twist ties. I tested it on store to render, test, and 56 managed to be faster on render and upscaling than the 9060 XT 16 gigabyte. Interesting. I mean, yeah, the 5060 has its use cases, and then the 9060 XT has its use cases. And the 9060 is actually cheaper than the 5060, so I don't know, I guess it just depends on which one you want to run. We went with the 9060 for this particular build because of the budget and cost. I was trying to get them to the 9060 XT 16 gigabyte. And then the secondary option there would have been the 5060. And then the last option would be the 9060 XT. But we're building 3 for the same dad for 3 different kids. So imagine that budget. We're not just doing 1 build, we're doing 3 build. Is it back? Did I freeze? Oh, Ben froze. I've got no performance issues on my end. Am I still frozen? I don't see any problems on my end, so I don't know what to say here. Let me go check the tube. Just a little laggy here. Well, I'm not pegged out anywhere, so I don't know. Looks normal on my end. Interesting. I don't know what to tell you guys. I do not see a problem on my end. I forgot the 4th kid, you? Well, you could go talk to Zach about that. I don't think he knew he had you as a kid. But talk to Zachariah about that. Come on. Did not take this long to put cables in a hole, but it does. Because it's me. Need to put cables in a hole with authority. All right. Got our fans installed. Look at that. What's up, Zach? Zachariah. Welcome to the Build Show. Finally. We've been waiting for you. Did you know that a Steam game had malware and stole money from a cancer patient? That's kind of weird. That's crazy. Is 1440p 180 hertz 10-bit Skyworth monitor good for $140 and is okay since I already picked the 5060 for edit and game? I've never heard of the brand Skyworth. So it sounds like you're shopping on Amazon or some other scary, sketchy site. Because I've never heard of the brand before. So I cannot tell you if that's a good monitor or a bad monitor based on the brand. Specs sound pretty good, but it also almost sounds too good to be true. Hey Tony! Hey, if anybody's thinking about it, don't buy Waveshare cooler mount. It's a piece of junk. Thank you for the tip, Tony. We'll call it Tony's tip. The night. Thank you, some giant idiot, for checking. I went with the assumption that everything seemed normal as well. So, appreciate you double checking. Alright, now that we have this madness of extra cables on extra cables, I want to try to get these taken care of as we hit them, so it makes the cable management portion of this build go a lot smoother. Imagine getting to the end of the build and pretty much all the cable management's already done. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be dope, man. Totally radical. So, Zach, I don't know if you caught on, but we started build number 1 with the black one. Oop, there it goes. Oh, there it goes again. I kind of need this cable just to hang out here for just half a bloody second. I can get it in there. There we are. Then we'll rotate that here, this here, and this over here. And grab a zip tie. Building. Oh yeah, much better. And then this wonderful lot of cables. We're gonna work some magic on it here in a minute. Hey, Tony, thank you for the 5 gifted members over there on the YouTube. Much appreciated. So that means VX Damage XV, RM Covers, Marel, JJ, and Zippy Kitty. Okay, gifted sub. Much appreciated, sir. No, bro, I'm from Asia. Oh, gotcha. Skyworth is a China brand that kills Asus, MSI, Lenovo at that price. Well, I never used Skyworth before, so being here in the United States, it's not widely available. What's up? Zach, I don't know if you caught on, but Ant-Man is trying to pretend he's your son, your long-lost son, to, you know, potentially get one of these PCs or a PC. But, I guess you never hit any of the shots you don't try to take, so... Valiant effort, Ant-Man. Valiant effort. I give you that. But I don't think it's going to work on him. He's a pretty smart dude. I don't know how impressed I am with these ties. They're okay. They could be better. They're just not as satisfying. Oh, there's a twist tie sneaking in there. Bad twist tie. Bad. Alright, so now that we've gotten this a little bit in order, move on to the next step, which is putting the cooler in. But I feel much better knowing that this is now addressed in the back. And the cable management doesn't look as bad of a nightmare as I thought it was going to be. So, much better. Go ahead and get the cooler out and get that installed. Which is going to be the Thermalright Frozen Note 360mm AIO. It's cool. Was joking around. I know you were. Max is just hanging out here. I actually don't know if he got dinner or not. Max, did you get dinner? Max, did you get dinner? I don't think he did. He's looking at me as if something is missing. Probably dinner. Yeah. Tony, I'm generous when, but honestly, I love this channel. You teach me so much. I just started messing with computers again. It's been a while, like 15 years. Dang. Well, I'm glad you're getting value out of it, but I appreciate the gifted memberships. Alright, we're undoing all the twist ties off this Thermalright cooler because there's 5,000 twist ties when it comes to a Thermalright product. And then we got one of the crazy twists. One of the crazy twists. I mean, I gotta show you guys this one. This thing is twisted insanely. Like, why? I don't understand why. Oh, we're back. I definitely pushed the wrong button on the remote. Whoops. Oh, I want you zoomed in. Get back. Keeps fighting me. Tat, you might have the power to do something there. Alright. So now that we've got all the twist ties undone, I will go ahead and plug one zip tie in here, just to kind of keep the cables semi-managed from drooping down the front side. Helps keep the cables from drooping. Another twist. The hamster wheel is spinning normally on kick too. Nice. Didn't see that until now. You know how often I check that chat. Pretty rare. The rest of this hardware is for the Intel socket that we are not installing. Hopefully one day NVIDIA will make Intel great again. What is it going to be called? Like NVIDIA Intel? Or NVIDIA Tel? NVIDTEL? NVIDTEL. I think that's everybody's hope, is that NVIDIA becomes great again. Alright, I'm going to daisy chain these and plug them in prior to pushing them back there, just so I could save myself the hassle of trying to get this plugged in from the back side. With the cooler already installed. Out there. It's gonna be buried. Hey, there's my hair. Brief close-up of my head. You guys don't mind, do you? $50, 90, 40 frames at 4K, ridiculous. Yeah, if you're playing like, what's that new game called? That can't handle. 5090 can't handle. Borderlands. Sweet, an iPhone remote. Pretty much an iPhone remote. Jeff. What game can handle 4K? Play like a $3,000 or something? You think it would just blow it out of the water? No. No, that would be too easy. They want you coming back for more, Tony. Something bigger and better is going to come out. Means you're going to have to upgrade again. Keep on upgrading. That's what I was worried about. But it's not too bad. Note to self, in the next build, plug in the pump first, if possible. Also, we probably want the pump, I gotta redo this, to go through the inline here and then through the cables here. That'll keep it from drooping. And then plugged in. Lost it. Oh, for the love. For crying out loud. But not consistently, I know. Yeah, 10 grand worth of stuff in my garage and 3,500 of stuff in my computer, just trying to max out Crysis. I did finally do it. I got like 80 FPS, but not consistently. Yeah, that was hard to do back then. Really hard to do, especially with Crysis. Such a new engine that wasn't very efficient with the hardware, so oh yeah, more wire mess. What we love. Thermalright. You just can't beat the price though. You can handle the mess of the Thermalright cable bundle. Survive the price, or then you'll enjoy the price if that's what you find. Okay. With that being completed, we now have a cooler installed that is ready to go. We'll go ahead and drop a GPU in, shall we? And then the last thing we got to do is put a power supply in. We'll be at time. Sorry, I stepped away for a bit. Oh, you're good. Still on the same build, Scotty. Still the first build. Games in Fortnite by Vinny. I have a Vega 56 Air Hoist and a Ryzen 5 Air Hoist and a Ryzen 5 5500. Is that good for a decent $180 combo? Vega 56 is actually pretty old now. It is part of the RX 580 era. It was kind of like the top dog of Radeon when the RX 580 was out. So, not, I mean, for the price, it's a pretty good combo. Definitely still a card you could probably game on, for sure. It probably runs pretty much everything at 1080p today still. So, definitely something doable. Tony says the sad truth is if you like to play the games, you could run them lower and enjoy them at a lower cost. I just got hooked on the max settings. Yeah. I did that too. We've all gone through that. Now I just don't care, and I just play my games as is right now. I have a Vega 56 Air Hoist and a Ryzen 50. Is that good? There's a double comment. I put it in the front room. I bought a little mini PC, like 2.5 inches by 3 inch Intel processor, 16 gigs of DDR5, 500 gig M.2. It's running my 110 inch screen protector. That's pretty cool. Is it a phone and a gimbal or a gimbal camera? It is actually a Logitech camera. Yeah. So this camera right here is a Logitech. Hoping to give you the exact model. I'd have to pull it up. One momento. The Rally. It's a Logitech Rally is actually what I'm using for the main display here. The Logitech Rally has its own remote, so it allows me to push buttons, maneuver the camera manually versus trying to do it through the software. What's up, Scott? My name has 2 T's, dork. Yeah, seriously. His name has 2 T's, Zach. I mean, come on. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the card out. In that case, we are using the XFX Swift class, which is a pro gaming graphics, according to Swift. But it's an 8GB OC edition. It's an AMD Radeon RX 9060 XT. This one should be in black. Unless I got my colors mixed up in the piles of parts, which was a massive pile of parts. Copy, thanks. I have a gimbal. Yes, gimbal's another one. Another good one. Just I had the availability of this camera, so it's a really nice camera, so why not use it? Kind of situation, you know? Yes, it is pricey. This, I actually had the original one die on me. And Logitech was giving me the runaround, but I finally got them to accept the replacement, and they sent me a replacement without having to replace or send them the old card, which was crazy to me, for the old camera. So I have two now. One that is dead. The motor died. It doesn't move anymore, which was part of the problem. But the camera still works, so I could use it as a camera if I manually move it. But I mean, for the price, I was like, come on, guys. It lasted a year. The Logitech did replace it, so. The beefy card for a 128-bit card, 8 gig card. Pretty beefy. So I don't imagine this card ever getting hot. With the fans on the bottom of the case and the massive cooler that it has. Oh yeah. Things looking like a gaming PC. If you ever asked me to identify this PC, it looks like one to me. Alright, let's do that power supply thing. And then it's going to be pretty snappy. A couple of zip ties and we'll be firing this thing up shortly here. Sorry, trying to get my kids to lock. Nice. I think they'll probably like to watch when we actually fire them up. So we'll fire them up each when we finish them. So we're pretty close to firing this one up for the first time. And then we'll move on to the second build. PCs need more cowbell, Ben. I thought I smelled something. Did you smell that power supply? This is how long it's been when I built PCs. All the pins were on the processor. They really, there really wasn't any RGB, but some of the fans lit up a little bit. There wasn't the water cooling that we have now. Oh yeah, I know. yeah, so a lot of things that probably have changed for you, Tony, since the last time you built one, is all the pins are pretty much on the motherboard now on both sides of the socket, or both sides, Intel and AMD. AMD was still carrying the pins on the CPU for AM4, which was their last generation or previous generation socket. So that is actually something new for AMD. But yes, all the pins are pretty much on the motherboard now. CPU companies are, manufacturers, AMD and Intel are just tired of trying to replace damaged pins, so they handed that task right off to the motherboard, like, yeah, we're changing the CPU, so you guys got to change your socket, and good luck with it. Good luck with the RMAs, is pretty much what they did. There's also other benefits, obviously, by doing what they did, but for the most part, it came down to cost. All right, now have to get these 3 cables plugged in, and then the rest of it can be tucked away in the basement here, safe and sound, for pretty much the rest of its existence, or until Zach says, Ben, we need to upgrade. What do I do? And I'm like, you see that big bundle of wire, big bundle of joy down there? Grab that, snip the tie, holding it all together. And that's where it'll all begin. Okay, so these two here. Trying to do this as ethical as possible with the power supply. Pull this, tie it down. And then the rest of these cables get bundled up, like I said. Like a big bundle of joy. RTPT. It's still pretty relatively easy actually to replace or repair pins on CPUs. It's the motherboard that it's a very difficult task to repair now. CPU is a lot easier to do, definitely. I agree with that. I've repaired quite a few bent pins on CPUs. I used to actually go buy, specifically, bent pinned CPUs, fix them, and flip them. As long as all the pins were there. I didn't ever place any pins on there. I think once I attempted that, and that turned out pretty bad. That was my early days before I really knew how to solder. Put some tools out of the way. Hardware cleaned up. Then we'll button up the back panel here and get it fired up for the first time. Kids can't wait. I'm sure they're waiting patiently for these. Sorry it took so long, guys. Ben got sick. Kind of slowed everything down. We can all thank my other buddy, who's named Zach, for getting me sick. Oh yeah, I'm 100% blaming him. Cable is going to be a pain in the arse. What do you think? Does that one look like a gaming piece? All right, Zachariah. Zach, hope you're here. How dare you, Baden Hammond and Noel? I know. How dare me? Need a slight bump on this camera. Blink. A little bit better. Blink. Like that. Alright, who's ready to let this one rip? Fired up for the first time. Who's ready? Hey, what's up, Matthew? Really into this stuff. Well, welcome to the Build Show. Follow us. Join the Discord channel. Ask all the questions. Or share your experiences. Have a conversation or two. What we're here for. I want to see it boot. Well, I mean, Dax got to tell us to push this power button. Thank you, Subgiant Idiot, for the Discord link. Future reference, if anybody's looking for the Discord link, you can just do !Discord in the chat, and the Streamlabs bot will spit it out for you. Zach, we are waiting on you to say, push that power button. Fire it up, Buttercup. Move that bus, whatever the term you would like to use for us to put power on the very first PC. One of 3. I assume you sold your gaming laptop, Matthew, so you could buy or build yourself a gaming PC desktop. Come on, Zach. We're waiting on you. I know you're there. I know you're there. Hey, Scotty, why don't you just give Zach a call and tell him that the entire Empower channel is sitting here waiting for him. We're just waiting on Zach to tell us to push this power button to power on one of 3 builds. Because he couldn't have 1. Couldn't have 2. He needed 3. They're for the kids. This guy, by the way, this man, Zach, is probably getting Dad of the Year award. For all of these builds. Just throwing that out there. I mean, my dad never got me a PC like this. In fact, I had to build it myself and work for it. So this Zach's a pretty BA dad. Boot it up. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. We punched it. Oh, yeah. That RGB looks sick. It already looks cool. Looking good. Well, hasn't posted yet, so still waiting on that. Oh, there it is. Finally posted. Good old DDR5 memory training. Always gives us a scare. All right, so we've got 1 of 3 built and posted. That's always a good feeling, right? It looks beautiful, brother. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. So that is the black one, Zach. Because I know you were... we have 3 different color schemes going tonight. Metal, over on the Twitch side, thank you for the sub. With the... over there on the Twitch. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Yay, we got a post! You're welcome, dude. Long time no see, Metal. Long time no see. Looks clean? Oh, yeah. Clean is my middle name, actually, David is, but that's okay. We'll go with Clean. Benjamin Clean Estrino over here at the Empower Gaming Studio. Anyway, so we got 1 of 3 builds done. I held up 4 fingers, sorry. 3 builds. We've got 2 more to do. We're an hour and 45 minutes in already. I told you 12 a.m. is my absolute cutoff. We're going to get through the 2nd build for sure. 3rd build, it's going to be a little sketchy. And if that's the case, we'll come back and do the third build tomorrow on the stream. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this bad boy down, move it aside, and we'll get the second build started. Which one do you want to do, Zach? The white one or the green one? I'll let you choose the next build. White or green, Zach? Yeah, which one do you want to do? Or I'm sorry, the blue. Was it blue or white? I can't remember. Maybe it was blue. The blue one or the green one. Those are the two options left. I've been doing pretty good, Metal. Doing pretty good. Started a new job back in May. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I think you were telling me about that. How's that new job going? I think Zach's a little bit behind in the chat, guys. Or my chat's a little bit behind. Blue, green, we talking about PCs here or iPhone? I think Zach's stream's a little bit behind. Because he's telling me to fire it up, exclamation point again. White, he says white. So the blue and white one. Alright, gonna do the blue and white one next. All right. So, pretty much, guys, same build, except this is going to be in the blue Thermaltake View 270, and it has a white theme around the parts. So we have a white graphics card, we have a white cooler. The only thing that isn't white in the build is going to be the motherboard and the RAM. So, and then of course the power supply. But we do have, I think, the blue and white sleeved cables. Yeah, so we have blue and white sleeved cables. So it's gonna look really cool. Black motherboard will be a little bit of an accent behind it. I'm gonna try to do 3, Tony. I'm gonna give it a go. So it depends on how quickly we get through this one will determine if we're doing the third. Gonna try. So let's get started. But it's literally the same components minus different color scheme. Doing pretty good. They have already made me a driver trainer. Nice. And I applied for my DOT certification a few weeks ago. Nice, nice. Jesse, I'm sure it will still look good. Oh yeah, it'll look good regardless. 100%. I agree with that. a little off topic, but I got a new drum set and I love it. Tony, that is not off topic for me. You all know I'm a drummer, right? What drum set did you get? What brand? I haven't talked drums in a while. Excuse me. I think my my meds are wearing off. I feel it. Playing Cyberpunk? Of course you are, Scotty. That's all you play is Cyberpunk. I've been playing Cyberpunk for the last, like, 5 years. Oh, shit. I mean, shoot. Shoots and ladders. Nobody heard that. Alright, so now that we've already gone through one build, maybe we could get through a second build faster, right? For sure. That's surely what's going to happen, right? SJC are nice, yes. Okay. We need to do this one within about an hour in order to get the third one done. And that's done. Time to get the case out. The good old Friday nights. Been a while since we've had one of those. Metal. Been a long while. Yes. Nice. Okay. Building on stream. Because I have to get these build done for Zach. Maybe I should zoom out, guys. You think maybe I should zoom out? Maybe somebody tell me, hey Ben, maybe you should zoom out. I don't know if I'm an awesome drummer. I just enjoyed it. Bleepity bleepin' bleepers. Let's see here. SJC, yes, SJC. Trying to get through this build. We want to try to do one more. That sounded extra weird, and I didn't like the sound. That was weird. The threads on that screw skipped. I'll set that screw aside. So it gets thrown out. Hey, crap city. I don't even want to try. Crap. I'm gonna call crapsy. Mummy, what kind of graphics card is going in this? This is going to be a 7600X paired with a 9060 XT 8 gig. What's up, Crapsy? Crapsy Doodle. Finally, I got it. Wow. The good old Friday nights, yeah. Like I said, I haven't done, or we haven't had anything like that in a very long time. First PC looked awesome when turned on. Yes, Zach. Definitely did look pretty badass. That is what we are looking for here. That's what we do. We build style. Aesthetics matter. Now, of course, sane PC builder, I would be not PC building with Thermalright fans because they are such a pain because of all the extra cable that comes with them. But that is not something you have to deal with. That is something I have to deal with. And I'm not a sane PC builder. I'm actually insane. So there you have it. It's kind of funny if you guys are drummers. Do you know 66 Samus? Get him to play Teenage Bottle Rocket. I just did tonight. I love that guy. If you don't know him, check him out. He's fun as hell. Yeah, I'll check him out. I don't know him off the top of my head. I feel like I've probably heard them. Heard him. You've probably played their record on your stream. I don't know. Just guessing. So here we are, working on the bottom fans, the intake fans, adding those. And we get to deal with the bazillion-and-one Thermalright twist ties. Probably half the build is dealing with twist ties, to be honest. He's pretty famous from YouTube. He's a metal drummer. I don't get too deep into metal. The basic stuff I do, like Disturb, obviously. I don't get too the metal. Probably more rock, alternative, punk rock-ish type kind of guy. An easy way of explaining me in a nutshell. Yep. Hey Victor, welcome back to the Build Show. What fans are you using? Also, you ever used the Lian Li TL Uni Wireless 120s? Yes. So these are Thermalright fans, of course, based on the budget. They're very nice fans for the price. So anytime you're trying to cut costs somewhere, Thermalright is going to be your friend. It's pretty decent quality while not having to fork out the insane money for fans. So, Lian Li wireless fans, yes, I've used those before. I've used several different versions of their wireless fans. They're pretty easy to set up, obviously. They aren't 100% wireless, though, because you do have to have a wire that goes back to power them, which goes to usually a PWM fan header. And that's where it draws its power, which I find so weird. Why wouldn't they... It's so weird. Why wouldn't they just plug those directly into the power supply? That they want you to plug it into the motherboard? It's just strange to me. And it draws power from the board. Like I said, kind of weird. So, but yeah, I've, of course, seen and used them. I like them, for the most part. Cable management is way easier, though. Definitely agree with that, but I don't think it's too much different than what they previously had with the hub. Other than the hub is just a little bit less pain to deal with, right? Now you don't have to deal with the hub. I should not have done that. So I got connections plugged in on the backside and then flipped it. Now, I have these random RGB dudes running around here. I have a... Hold on, guys. I know I'm not looking at the chat or anything. Trying to get this build done within this hour so I can move on to the third build. Have all three done tonight. Ben's locked in, so to speak. I think that's what you kids call it. Changed all of my fans on my pre-built, and then I sat on the side cover so I could close it. Nice. So you broke the side panel? You said you sat on it like the glass panel? That's a bummer. I have a bunch of extra glass panels here. I wonder if I have one for your case. All right, there we go. Some of the cable management is completed. We don't have to do it later. Next up, we want to do our EPS cable and 24-pin cable. It's fun stuff. It would easily pay him a couple $100 to build a PC. Cable management alone, like the painter that can do cutting. He does the hard work. Gotcha. I feel like that's better than the motherboard only registering one connecting like the Corsair Link Hub. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you, Victor. Sorry, I was kind of face down there for a bit. Trying to get through this. We're trying to do a total of 3 builds tonight. We already have 1 done. We have this one and a third one to do. If we can get to it before midnight. If it gets to be midnight, I am going to, or if it's too close to midnight, I'm going to say we're going to come back to it tomorrow. But we already have 2 builds to do tomorrow, but they're much lighter builds. They're not as insane as these ones. Not that these are anything super insane. But for example, the air coolers versus AIOs, those go way faster. Like I should be able to build 2 of those within the time it takes me to build 1 of these. Just as an example. And I know this blue isn't perfect right on, dead on blue, but it's the closest they get without having to go to Cable Mod and spending a fortune on cables. But it's the closest blue you could find to this case. I think there's like one other company that makes a similar blue that's a little bit closer, but they're always out of stock. Probably for good reason. Yeah, not like it's open loop water cooling. Yeah, no. I agree. Ben does a good job on his cable management. It looks really clean. I try. But I also try to be efficient about it, so if we have to service this thing, it has to make sense to take it apart and service it. Okay, so now that these are in, I can comfortably say we can tackle the AIO, which could be next on this list. I am feeling those meds wearing off. Scuzzy, I suck at cable management. I just don't have the patience. I mean, we could go to a whole nother level of cable management, guys. There is another level that has not been shown here. Like I said, I try to do it efficiently, effectively, within reason. But there is a whole nother level of cable management that we could go to. The twist ties. So many twist ties. Yeah. Those get the Origin pre-builds. Those I swear get managed by robots. No. Probably people that just have OCD. Origin's just taking advantage of it. Playing the OCD people. I built the whole system, load up 50 CDs, walk away. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. CD burner system. Those were back in the day. Where buddies wanted you to rip CDs. And things got a little out of hand, and then you get a weird letter from the government. Or the FBI. Copyright.
We noticed that there was some interesting information being handed out about your name.
Not talking from experience. Okay. This was a legit kind of company they sold. It gotcha. Places that wanted to copy their software. Yeah, I know those places existed. Be places that clone CDs and stuff. It was actually a really lucrative business to get into. Doing it legit for legit organizations, but I'm just saying, if you had one of those at your house, you knew what you were doing. It was before LimeWire was a thing. Blue. We are doing blue, Porter's Lore. We are for build number 2. Build number 97 is blue. I wonder who's going to be build 100 this year. We're getting so close. Do. Oh, I can't wait to see what it is. All right. We got this one, this cooler installed, so now we can move on to installing the graphics card, and then we're already looking at dropping a power supply in here. Man. I think we did pick up the pace a little bit. I'm really digging those blue and white cables, look nice. Thank you. I thought they would look nice as well. So I have all sorts of different color cable ties now. Alright, so again, the XFX Swift class Pro Gaming graphics card, which is a AMD Radeon RX 9060 XT 8GB overclocked edition. This one should be white, unless I selected the wrong one. Sticker says it's white. Hopefully it's white. It's white! Hallelujah! I'm gonna say, out of all the graphics cards, peels, XFX is probably one of the easiest to peel. Oh yeah. This card's gonna look dope. Ben, got all my emulators up and going on my PC. Nice. Awesome, dude. Okay, headed to bed. Have a great rest of your stream, Ben. Good night, all. Good night, Scotty. Have a good night, sir. Now it's getting pretty late. We'll probably pause the triple build Tuesday. We'll only do 2 builds tonight. And then we'll come back and do the 3rd one tomorrow. Because it is pretty late. I tried. This is getting me ready for the holiday season coming up here. Which is anticipating to be insanely busy. Okay, now get a power supply installed. Oh. Then we'll fire this one up. Thanks again, Ben. Oh, you're welcome. If I didn't have to get up at 5 a.m. and I didn't feel garbage, which is why we didn't stream yesterday, because I came down with a bug, then I 100% would push on and get all 3 of these done. But I gotta get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow, so already going to suffer. We'll come back and we'll do the 3rd one tomorrow. That'll give me an opportunity to get rid of some of these boxes that we've created too. So I don't have too crazy of a pile. But we will start off with your build. We'll try to get a little started, or we'll try to get started a little bit earlier tomorrow, because I've already told everybody else who's waiting on their builds tomorrow that we'd be starting around 8. So we get started a little bit early. Finish the last one tomorrow. Then after they're built, the last thing I gotta do is install Windows, do the BIOS updates, install drivers, test them, battle tested, certificate them, and then they are going to be packaged up and shipped. It's a long process. Bigger process than people really give PC builders credit for. I don't know why this ended up the way it is. What's up, Leah? Welcome back to the Build Show. No worries, I'm up at 3. Gotta be at work tomorrow by 4. Nice. Well, then, yeah, we'll definitely do the other one tomorrow. You're probably half asleep as it is. Okay. Cleaning up some of this hardware, then we'll button that up. And then fire it up. What do you think of that? Looking nice. All right. Once again, we ready to push this power button or what? Finally, we get to see the white and blue one. The black one's done, the white and blue one, and then tomorrow we're going to do the green one. Exactly, Tony. Exactly. Hell yeah. That's a nice build, and it's affordable, and they'll be able to play whatever they want. That's pretty cool. Look at that cable management. It's awesome, and you run right through it like it's nothing. I don't know. I spent a little time on it. Hit it. All right, here we go, Zach. In 3, 2, 1. Now imagine either with blue lights or white lights in there. This thing's gonna look pretty dope. And we got a post. So the blue and white one is done. The black one is done. Built, at least. Now tomorrow, we'll start off the build stream tomorrow with the green and black one. And then we'll finish the 3 trifecta builds tomorrow. So I apologize. It's late though. It's 11 o'clock. I did build this one within an hour, so I could possibly do it. That's pretty I like it, but my meds are wearing off. Zach says he has to get up at 3 a.m. and it is currently 11 o'clock right now. So if he goes to bed now, he might get a few hours. So we'll let Zach go to bed and we'll kick off the build stream a little bit earlier tomorrow and get the green one built. And then we have 2 more builds behind that tomorrow as well. Both of which are air-cooled builds, so they'll be pretty quick. No apologies needed. Awesome. All right, so that's 1 and 2 of 3, and tomorrow we'll build the 3rd one. Are the lower fans reverse? Yes. Yes. They are reverse blades. Unfortunately, with Thermaltake, they do not give us reverse blades on the side here. So that is why those ones are flipped around. And then the Thermalright fans that we added to the build, those are reverse blades. So they are intake at the bottom, intake on the side, exhaust on the rear, and exhaust at the top. That is the configuration. Good night, Zach. We'll see you tomorrow on the build stream tomorrow, starting earlier, a little earlier than 8 p.m. If not, 8 p.m. and is what it is. Sorry. Oh, Tony, it's 8 p.m. here, and it's actually your bedtime. Nice. Got to get up at 3, but I'll hangman if you're willing. Nah. We're going to call it here. Zach's got to go to bed. I'm going to go to bed. I'm still recovering from whatever bug that attacked me over the weekend. It annihilated my energy levels. It's 9 here. Nice. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock here. I'm Eastern time. So that'll do it. That will do it. So that's 2 of 3. Again, we'll build the 3rd one tomorrow, first thing, and then we will build a Danny and a Brian's PC. 2 really awesome, more budget-friendly builds that we're going to be doing. And then on Thursday, we're going to be doing a slightly more beefy rig. So looking forward to the builds upcoming. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you on tomorrow's build show. I know we didn't do 3, but we'll do 3 tomorrow. So we'll try the triple build Wednesday. Just try it again. And I have a feeling we'll get through it because they're a little bit easier builds, minus 1 more of these. So have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. 8 p.m. Eastern time-ish. Maybe a little earlier. We'll see. Have a good night, guys.